You only need to lose weight once, but you constantly play this game of restarting your weight loss every single January, or you start up and then a couple months go by, you get off track and then you start back up again. To the point that it literally feels like you take a couple steps forward and then it feels like you lose all your progress and take a massive step back. But I'm gonna show you my GPS method that not only helped me lose 70 pounds, but it made sure I never gained back all that weight and went back to 240 pounds because I promised myself I was never going to go back to being overweight again. And after watching this video, you are going to get the same outcome. But here's the crazy part. People think that they have a motivation problem when in reality, you have a navigation problem. And just like a GPS, if one piece of it is missing, you are bound to go back to where you started. So let me show you. So this is what weight loss tends to look like for most people. You have a starting point and you have this end point. And this is what ends up happening. You move a little bit along the way, and then you stop. Maybe you got busy. Maybe life got crazy. Maybe you're on a diet that you couldn't sustain. So you restarted again, maybe a couple months later, or January hit, and you did this again. You started, stopped, and you have continued to repeat this over and over again for the next several months, maybe even couple years, to where you never get to your end goal. And this is what weight loss looks like for people. And this is what happens to you before watching this video. But after, this is what I'm gonna teach you weight loss really looks like and how you are gonna achieve the weight loss results that you deserve. And this is what good weight loss really looks like. So let's dive into the GPS method I'm about to show you to get these weight loss results. So let's start with the G in GPS. You have a starting point with weight loss. Every single person does. You are probably unhappy with how you look, uncomfortable in your clothes. Maybe you lost a bunch of weight and then you gained it all back and you've had to revert to where you were before. Maybe you were someone who never really struggled with losing weight and now you found yourself in a part of your life where you are struggling with weight loss now. You're wearing baggy clothes to hide maybe the chubbiness around your stomach. Maybe you have a big life event coming up and you want to get in shape. You have a starting point. Now here's the thing. You need to pick an end point. This is gonna be different for every single person. This endpoint can look like a number. So this endpoint can look like losing something as simple as 5 to 10 pounds. This endpoint could look like losing 100 pounds. This endpoint could look like a date. For me right now, my wedding is coming up and is gonna be in March 13th. So I have a date to get in the best shape possible by then. So for me, March 13th would be this date. This could also be a feeling, that feeling of wanting to be able to take off your shirt when you're at the swim pool or the beach, or wanting to wear a specific swimsuit, or wanting to fit into a specific pair of clothes that maybe you once prior were able to. That could be that feeling, but you have an endpoint. So the G in GPS stands for goal. You need a goal. The best way to stick to a goal is by telling people about your goal. You can document some sort of journey. You can write this goal down. You need to find a goal and make it specific enough that you actually adhere to it. A lot of people will say, oh, I just wanna lose some weight, or maybe I just wanna lose 5 to 10 pounds. No, get specific with that goal. Tell yourself what you actually want. And maybe even add a time frame behind it. Say, I wanna lose X amount in this time frame, and I'm gonna hold myself accountable to it. Now, here's where most people mess up. They finally pick a destination, but choose the hardest route possible to get there. So let's dive into the P in GPS. People overcomplicate this part of weight loss. They say, how do I figure out how to have the best diet possible? And then you look at all these diets online telling you to cut stuff out of your diet. Or you say, how do I have the best workout routine to get me in the best shape possible and to lose weight? Or you say, what is the best cardio routine for me to do? Do I need to hop on an incline treadmill? Do I need to hop on the Stairmaster? Should I be going for runs? Here's the reality of this. You will never lose weight if you can't make it simple. And the reason why this is the case, because you won't stick to it if it's not simple. You will never start if it's not simple. You're gonna keep pushing this off and trying to find a perfect scenario for everything. When the reality is, keep it simple to get you to start. So several examples of things you can do is just find a calorie range. So you have a specific calories that you are gonna eat every single day. You could have a step count every single day that you're gonna hit. A specific amount of workouts and what those type of workouts you're gonna do every single week. So it could be 2 to 3 workouts every single week. Now, if you need help figuring this out, I have an entirely free mini course on how to lose weight in the link in the description, completely free for you to have. And it is gonna help teach you how to find this out for you. So the P in GPS stands for path. You have this idea of what a path is going to look like for losing weight. You have some sort of framework. So you have started this path and you've made things simple. You may not know everything yet, but you know you need to get it from point A to point B to lose weight. And you have some sort of idea how to get there. And this is where most people think that they have things figured out, because maybe they lose a little bit of initial weight in the beginning. They start to lose 5 pounds, maybe even 10 pounds. And then they hit this massive stall, or maybe don't even get quite to that far. And this is actually where everyone quits. And this is going to be the S in GPS. Most people with weight loss expect this perfect plan to get them these perfect results. They expect this to be a straight line from point A to B, from losing 0 pounds to 20 pounds, from going from July 31st today as I'm recording this to March 13th when my wedding is. They expect this to be a straight line, from unhappy in your clothes to being able to take your shirt off and feeling comfortable. Like so much so that you literally expect weight loss to just look like this. You expect there to not be these little spikes up and down and constantly along the way. But this is where the S in GPS comes into play. And this is what I call steer. I'm gonna tell you right now, weight loss could be going so well for you. Every single person on a weight loss journey is eventually going to run into a struggle. You're gonna hit a roadblock along the way somewhere. You're gonna have a day where you eat way more than you probably should have. You're gonna have a day where you're sick and you miss a workout. You're gonna have a day where you were super lazy and did nothing, and then you just ruined the rest of the weekend. You have a roadblock, and this is where you need to learn to steer. And what this steer is the ability to pivot and adjust, because there are going to be things that don't work for you. There are going to be times where you're making progress. Maybe you're doing 5 workouts a week and that doesn't work. So you change directions and you try 2 to 3 workouts. Or maybe the workouts are too long, like a 60-minute workout just is not cutting it for you, and you don't have the time for that. So then you need to go to 20 to 30-minute workouts, because most people won't do this. They won't steer. Or you set this goal of having 10,000 steps, and 10,000 steps just does not work well for you, and you can't seem to hit it consistently. So then you drop down to 7,000 steps or 8,000 steps. Or you took this massively aggressive approach with a calorie deficit of 1,500 calories every day, and then it's not working. You're craving food all the time, so you have to change and pivot to 1,700 calories. Weight loss is going to constantly look like this, up and down and changing directions. And honestly, the scale is even going to start looking like this, where you see it moving up and down. And to be brutally even honest with you, your whole life will look like this when it comes to your weight, but you have to keep learning how to steer. Most people expect this straight line. In reality, that is not how weight loss works. You have to know when a problem comes up, how to adjust, how to be able to learn and move on. And this is the biggest piece that keeps people from finally getting to that end point of losing weight and being happy in the clothes they want, or preparing for that big event, life event they may have, like a wedding. Because I'm telling you right now that a lot of people are not willing to even say, this is going to take a little longer than you want it to be. This is going to be hard at times. And every single person is having this issue as well. But you don't need to overcomplicate this. You need to have a goal, have a simple path to potentially get to that goal. You don't have to know the exact path. You just need to know where to start. And then you need to now learn, which is an easy thing to do, because now you just react. You need to just learn how to steer, what works and what doesn't work, and what do I need to change. Now here's the thing, along this path, you're gonna have multiple times where you're not gonna want to work out. You're gonna have every excuse going against you, every reason for you not to go to the gym and get a workout in. If you have had this happen to you, then I recommend you watch this video here, where this is a strategy that I use all the time to make sure that I go work out, and I'm gonna teach you how to when you have every excuse up against you.